Hello and welcome to the FIFA World Cup Roundup, your in-depth look at all the latest news, views and interviews from the showpiece in Brazil. I am Dumalo Mohlaudi, and in this edition, we'll look ahead to the much-anticipated final between Argentina and Germany. Now, to help me unpack all these issues and more, I'm joined in studio by football analyst Abio Opoma. Hello, Abio. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's get right into it. Germany were phenomenal in their demolition of Brazil. Now, if we look at the match and we look at the road to the final, they've really been consistent in how they have reached the final. They've really dug in there, some really superb performances, but also getting the results where they matter. Do you think they're the outfit to lift it?
Well, I'd say they're favourites, yes. The thing about it is this. Germany have come a long way. This is a team that have been built over a period of 5, 6 odd years. Most of the players played together in the under-21, and they've just carried that momentum into competitions down to the World Cup. I think they've reached their peak now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go on to win it. Their performances have not exactly blown me away, but they've just been clinical.
Right, and if we look at the players in the German squad, we've got top players. Bastian Schweinsteiger, of course, gonna be anchoring that midfield and orchestrating moves from there. Thomas Müller, he's supposedly the kingpin, the top World Cup scorer after having eclipsed the record by Miroslav Klose. Do you think with these three players, Müller, Klose and Schweinsteiger, this team is likely to fire on all cylinders?
I think they will, but I think the linchpin for them, and nobody really sees, there's a certain type of footballer that people don't see what he does, but the other players know exactly what it is he does on the pitch, and that's Sami Khedira for the Germans. I think he's an unsung hero, and I think he cleans up, or basically mops up for the rest of the players. Schweinsteiger will be pivotal as well for them, but for me it's Khedira. I always say the man in the middle who cleans up is the man who does the job for the team.
Well, Argentina haven't really hit the heights that were expected of them, but they've really just ground out the results and put the foot in where it hurts and gotten to the final all the way. A lot expected of Lionel Messi. In the final, do you think that the team are likely to stick to what the coach said, Messi, or nothing, or was that just a bit of cloak and daggers there?
Well, there's always a tendency to say that if it's not Messi, it's the team is basically going to collapse. And I bought that whole story about Messi leading the team and so on and so forth. But what they did in the last game, they showed a bit of resilience, the kind of resilience that I didn't expect that they had. I saw people like Zabaleta, putting his head where it hurts. In fact, Mascherano himself was huge in that game. I thought that they played more as a team in the last game than they had played leading up to the Holland, the semi-final game. So Messi is still very important, but I'm reading something this morning where his father was saying that he was practically running on empty. His legs are basically really heavy, and you've got to remember that he's not had a holiday in practically a year and a half now, so he must be incredibly tired. I don't think Messi will be the key, as much as I would have liked him to be for this competition, for this game rather. But I think Argentina will give a good account of themselves.
And having said that, though, when we look at the other players in the team, do you think that maybe someone like Sergio Aguero might step up then with Messi not firing on all cylinders to lift the team and maybe be the silent killer when no one is expecting?
Yeah. Well, Aguero for me is still carrying an injury. I think he's been playing this tournament with an injury, and I wouldn't risk him if I was Sabella. What I'd do is to use Lavezzi to come in and play, because he's also a very clinical striker. In fact, on a good day, I'd prefer Lavezzi to Aguero. But it will depend on what he'd do tonight. Angel Di Maria is a huge miss for them. Yes. I think if he had been playing today, in fact, there are rumors that he's already training in secret and might play, rather on Sunday. Now, if he does play, I think it's a bonus for them. But if he doesn't play as well, like they showed in their last game, I think they've still got enough of oomph about them to give Germany some problems.
Right. Now, possession of the ball will be absolutely instrumental against the Germans. We've seen that the Germans knocking the ball around very well, and in terms of their transition play, second to none in the tournament. Javier Mascherano will be very, very key in trying to disrupt that German momentum. How much of a leading role do you think he'll play? I mean, he's been pretty much the unsung hero in this Argentine team. Absolutely.
He is quite immense for the Argentine team. As I mentioned earlier, as is Khedira. Mascherano will do everything that he can to, because he's a kind of the player that wears his colors to his chest, basically, or wears it. But basically what happens is this. If Mascherano plays well right in front of that defense, you can bet that it will be difficult for Germany. But somehow I still think that the Germans have a little more about them to go and win this match, Mascherano or not.
But thank you very much for your time, as always, and for joining us on the World Cup Wrap. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of the FIFA World Cup Roundup. Join us again next time for all your latest news, views, and interviews from the showpiece in Brazil.